Why are you still hungry an hour after breakfast? You ate, you were good, you picked the healthy option. The problem might be sitting in your pantry right now. A lot of instant oatmeal products are built around one genuinely good ingredient, and then loaded with sugar, sodium, and processed fillers that spike your blood sugar and leave you crashing fast. We went through 13 of the most popular brands and ranked them, so you know exactly which ones to stop buying and which 4 are actually doing what the box claims. You grab the oatmeal box because it says whole grain right on the front, and that feels like the smart move. But whole grain only tells you about the oats. It says nothing about what they packed in alongside them. We checked 13 brands total, and the ones that look the most trustworthy on the outside are sometimes the worst offenders when you flip the box over. Number 1, Quaker Instant Oatmeal Maple and Brown Sugar. Quaker Maple and Brown Sugar is probably the most recognized oatmeal in the country, and that little Quaker man on the box has been selling wholesome breakfast for decades. Flip it over though, and you'll find 12 grams of sugar per packet before you've added a single thing yourself. The maple flavor is mostly artificial, and the brown sugar is just refined sugar with molasses coloring. Most people eat 2 packets because one is only 160 calories and doesn't keep you full, so you're at 24 grams of sugar before 8 a.m. No fat, no protein to slow it down. You crash fast. Quaker's own oatmeal. To-go bars carry 19 grams of sugar and their breakfast cookies hit 14. The oat is the mascot. The sugar is what they're actually selling. Number 2, Quaker Instant Oatmeal Apples and Cinnamon. Apple and cinnamon sounds like something homemade, something real. That association is doing a lot of work on that box, because the apple in there is a dried, sugared fragment that's been processed to survive months in a foil pouch. It delivers almost no fiber, no vitamins, just a bit of texture and a flavor cue that makes your brain think healthy. And it actually carries more sugar than the maple brown sugar version. Food researchers call this the ingredient halo, where one recognizable healthy ingredient changes how you judge the whole product. The apple does the marketing. The sugar does the damage. It's the same product with a different story on the front. Number 3, Better Oats Maple and Brown Sugar. Better Oats sells itself on the name alone. The packaging is cleaner, the language sounds more modern, and the brand keeps pushing this real ingredients angle. But the sugar content still lands at 11 to 12 grams per packet, which is basically identical to Quaker. The ingredient list is slightly cleaner, sure. Whole grain oats do come first without an immediate wall of sugar derivatives behind them. But that sugar load is still high enough to produce the same spike and crash you're trying to avoid. And the texture, which is supposed to be Better Oats' strong suit, comes out gummy or watery often enough that it's a real quality control problem for a brand charging premium prices. Number 4, Great Value Instant Oatmeal Maple and Brown Sugar. Great Value is Walmart's store brand, and the pitch is simple. Same oatmeal, lower price. That's a reasonable way to shop, but the sugar content is nearly identical to the name brands, around 11 to 13 grams per packet, and what you lose in the trade is oat quality. Budget oatmeal tends to use thinner, more finely milled oats that cook fast and break down into a paste. That paste digests faster than a thicker cut oat would, so the blood sugar spike is steeper and you're hungry sooner. You're paying less at the register and spending more on snacks by 10 a.m. because the oat doing the actual work just isn't there. Number 5, Kroger Instant Oatmeal Maple and Brown Sugar. Kroger's store brand follows the exact same formula. 12 grams of sugar per packet, sodium sitting between 160 and 190 milligrams. Whole grain oats listed first, and then immediately followed by sugar, then more sugar, then natural flavor, which usually means something artificial that touched a natural source somewhere back in the process. Every major grocery chain has this exact product with nearly identical numbers. That's not a coincidence. Food scientists call it the bliss point, the sugar and salt level that makes a food maximally appealing and keeps you buying it again. The formula wasn't built around your nutrition, it was built around your repeat purchase. Number 6, Nature's Path Flax Plus Instant Oatmeal. Nature's Path is a family-owned brand that genuinely uses better ingredients. And the Flax Plus variety sounds like a real upgrade. Flaxseed adds omega-3s and fiber, the oat quality is higher, and the ingredient list is far cleaner than anything in the conventional brands. But the flavored packets still carry enough added sugar to put your blood sugar on the same roller coaster as the cheap stuff. And the organic label on that sugar doesn't change anything. Your body processes organic cane sugar at exactly the same speed as regular sugar, so the crash comes just as fast. The unflavored version of this product is a completely different story. The flax doesn't cancel out the sugar. Number 7. McCann's Instant Irish Oatmeal Maple and Brown Sugar. McCann's has been milling oats in Ireland since the 1800s, and that history shows up in the bowl. The oat itself is steel cut, which means it hasn't been rolled flat and processed down to a powder, so your body has to actually work to break it down. That slower digestion is what keeps you full. When a ranking of 16 oatmeal brands put McCann's at the top, the reason was firm flakes by the spoonful, not mush, not paste. That texture tells you the grain is still mostly intact. Number 8. Kodiak Protein Packed Oatmeal Maple and Brown Sugar. Kodiak puts protein front and center, and that actually changes something real. Most instant oatmeal packets deliver 3 to 4 grams of protein. Kodiak delivers 12 to 14 grams, and that gap matters because protein slows digestion, which blunts the blood sugar spike that the carbohydrates and sugar would otherwise cause on their own. The sugar content is still in the 10 to 13 gram range, and the sodium runs higher than you'd expect from a brand with a clean eating image. But the protein is actively working against that sugar, slowing how fast it hits your bloodstream. Same sugar, different physiological result. It's not a clean product, but it's a smarter one than anything earlier on this list. Number 9. Bob's Red Mill Organic Quick Cooking Rolled Oats. Bob's Red Mill has been selling whole grain products since the 1970s, and the quick cooking rolled oats have exactly one ingredient: whole grain rolled oats. No sugar, no sodium, no natural flavor that's actually a lab extract, just oats. 3 minutes on the stove or 2 minutes in the microwave, so the convenience argument for those flavored packets doesn't hold up. You control what goes in the bowl, which means you control the sugar. Number 10. 1 Degree Organic Food Sprouted Rolled Oats. Sprouted oats aren't a trend. Sprouting is an old technique where the grain starts to germinate before it's harvested, and that process breaks down phytic acid, a compound that normally blocks your body from absorbing minerals, so the zinc, magnesium, and iron that were always in the oat. Your body can actually use them now. 1 Degree also lets you scan a code on the bag and trace your oats back to the specific farm they came from. Most oatmeal brands can't tell you which country their oats came from, let alone which field. Number 11. Purely Elizabeth Original Ancient Grain Oatmeal. Purely Elizabeth adds amaranth, quinoa, and millet to its oat base, and those aren't just marketing words on a bag. Amaranth and quinoa are complete proteins, meaning they carry all the amino acids your body can't make on its own, which is unusual for any grain product. That protein, combined with the fiber from oats, slows digestion and keeps blood sugar steadier than oats alone. The mix of grain sizes also changes how the oatmeal feels in your mouth. More varied, more substantial, and your brain registers that as a real meal. Sugar content runs lower than most flavored brands. You're paying more than a Quaker packet, but the product actually does what oatmeal is supposed to do. Number 12. Quaker Original Instant Oatmeal. Here's the surprise. Quaker Original Instant Oatmeal has 0 added sugar. The ingredient list is whole grain rolled oats and nothing else. No sodium, no flavoring, no sugar. It's the same company that loaded its flavored packets with 12 grams of sugar, but this product is a completely different thing. It's not a steel-cut oat, and it won't win a texture contest against the premium brands. But it's in every grocery store in the country, and it's easy on the wallet, which matters for most people. Next time you're in that aisle, flip the box over. Check the sugar line. The front of the package won't tell you anything useful, but the back always does.